Our identities are shaped by our interests. Many might not think about it this way, but our identities aren't only shaped from home or where we come from, but also how we react to our surroundings in the 24 hours of the day. Few of those hours are generally dedicated to extracurriculars, whether they are or aren't through school. Dhruv and I like to think about extracurriculars as influences rather than just something to do. Whatever we put our time and effort into, we will grow in that specific area, becoming a significant part of our identity. We're not saying if you play football, the word football will be used when people think about your identity. A more reasonable example would be if you participate in drawing club, then art is your area of interest and part of your identity. If you're in a sleeping club, maybe being active isn't part of your identity and part of your interests. Sometimes the things we do are stereotypical and don't portray who we actually are. Here's one example where I'm the character. When I was little, I was persuaded by my friends and parents to join the DPRYS, which is the soccer league around here. And I only wanted to do it because my friends were playing soccer. No, I wasn't very good at soccer and I didn't like it either, as you can see by my very great illustrations. I have a good idea, I thought. I'll join anyway. What's the worst that could happen? Fast forward about 3 months at the end of summer, I could have done anything else with my time. I was just kind of tired. Didn't really learn anything from soccer. It was just kind of boring for me. The only thing I got was some vitamin D.
So instead of being himself, Neel was trying to follow his friends to show that he belongs. His peers probably thought that Neel really enjoyed soccer, while in reality, Neel was just doing it to please them. This was an example where Neel didn't really like what he's doing, but there's several other things that Neel and I both participate in, which we feel portray us, and we would really love to share them with you. So, the first thing we both participate in is karate. Give us a second. Hey, hold this. I knew wearing this was a bad idea.
One of many.
So the first thing that Neel and I want to talk about is karate. Karate is an ancient Japanese martial art that struck both Neel's and my interest, not only because of how cool it sounded, but also because it was one of the safest sports we could think of. Karate is considered an activity where people learn different techniques of kicking and punching, and pretty much just defending yourself when you're under attack. Even though this is true, karate has morally taught us a whole lot of things, from teaching us how to defend ourselves when someone's choking us, to even being a leader in our everyday lives.
When we were little, there was almost no pressure on us other than needing to go to the bathroom constantly. This made us ripe and ready to be able to learn karate and what it meant. In the introduction, we were taught by our instructors that in karate, our mindset is what determines if we fail or succeed, rather than just our physical limitations. This made us realize that our moral code is needed and useful in everyday life. After that, we slowly but surely learned how to control our thoughts as well as our actions, making us much better people. We now use this in our everyday lives. Another memory I have from karate is the infamous black belt test. At least it's infamous among karate students. The test requires 3 hours of grueling exercise and pretty much a non-stop action. The test had 10 weeks of candidates practice before to prepare for it, which was just 2 hours of grueling exercise. Not only did it require physical activity, but also mental determination. Because of this, we aspired to push ourselves whenever we face daily challenges.
Another activity that both Neel and I participate in is robotics. Robotics is an activity that sparked my interest, and as well as Neel's. It all started 2 years ago when I participated in a competition called FLL, meaning First Lego League, through a makerspace team. Our team did pretty well. We qualified from regionals to sectionals, but after being exposed to all of this, I wanted to do more. This specific competition was very intriguing, and I thought it would be nice if I could participate in it again. I was thinking about it, and then I realized that our school doesn't really offer a robotics club. It would be kind of nice if we had a robotics club where people who like to program, build, tinker around, they could learn a lot of stuff from building and programming, and I thought it would be nice. So I suggested the idea to my dad. He found the idea very interesting. So next, I went to our talented and gifted teacher, Mr. Chris Hendricks, and after I suggested the idea to him, he said it was something he really wanted to start at our school. So the next step for starting the club was getting people who were interested in robotics. So in the beginning, I was thinking that a lot of people like tinkering around, building, programming, so we're gonna have a pretty big club consisting of at least 100 people for sure. We would leave all the other clubs behind and be popular. Didn't really turn out that way. I remember on the first day, we had a whopping 2 people interested. Eventually, we got a few more people and had 8 people, including me, in the robotics team. Soon, we got to work after we got the kits.
As you can see, we're also wearing our robotics shirts underneath. Okay. Robotics is a fun activity that started with us just playing and tinkering around with pieces to making costumes of a toilet and a manhole cover. This year's theme was hydrodynamics, more specifically the interaction between humans and water. Not only did our team and coaches learn about problems and limitations humans face with water, but also our team had fun learning about stuff from the mechanics of gears to programming sensors, and even just tinkering around and eating Costco cookies and other various snacks. We won first place at our regional competition this year, and also the best presentation award in the state. I plan on participating again next year, and I also realize that we don't need many people to have fun as a team. Robotics has also taught us a wide variety of things and really showed us a glimpse of the potential there is if you pursue what interests you.
All in all, these activities have shaped our identities in a positive way. Even though I'm not the most athletic person in the world, I'm more on the lazy side. I still enjoy karate, and it's taught me a lot of physical as well as lifelong skills. Robotics is just as important, from teaching us building and programming to even just problem solving and working as a team. One thing I personally like about robotics is that it's always engaging. There's always something you can work on, whether it's programming, building, tinkering around, working on our presentation, eating the snacks that our coaches bring us, guessing how long it will take us to eat those snacks. It's always super engaging. There's always something you can do. So we wanted to use our experience to tell others that you should participate in stuff that you're really interested in, whether it's soccer, any sport, or like how we did karate or robotics. You don't have to do karate and robotics, obviously, but whatever interests you, whether it's an activity or even a job when you're grown up. If you look at it in the aspect of jobs, CBS News claims that 51% of 100 million employed Americans aren't engaged in their job. So being 7th graders, we wanted to figure out why this is true, and according to our mind, this is why. So reasons for less job engagement: I forgot my coffee, my body's gonna power off, cement, Star Wars, and other mental distractions.
Yep. So you can see we went to fastcompany.com to find some more realistic factors on why people aren't engaged in their jobs. Maybe these people aren't engaged in their job because of stress in their lives. The stress generally comes from a poor working environment, which can be hostile to them, or even just sleep and low quality work, plus coffee, but coffee's controllable. Even though working hard is part of jobs, your work environment should be a place where you can forget stress in other areas of your life, not get much more. If you participate in something that gives you more stress than happiness, that will show through in your identity. I'm sure that no one likes stress, especially if it's used to describe them. If you do something that makes you happy, where you feel like a good person, happiness is what others will see as your identity. Your job will be like a stress relieving machine.
Thank you. And if we ever do another TEDx Talk, we really hope that Costco sponsors us for all the free marketing we've done for them. So shout out to you, Costco. Thank you.